you can replace it. I had to net that in the bud right there.
Right.
Don't you ever do that again. Matter of fact, you can go home and think about the shit. Because that you set that precedence, bro. It'll never happen again.
You be like,
because
okay,
they've done it to someone else.
No, it's a fucking problem.
No, bro.
It was
I guarantee you she wasn't hungry. It's a power thing, bro.
They will test you. They want to see what type of man you are. They want to see what type of man you are. They've been, especially in Miami. They've been around so many simps. They know what to try to validate that stuff for them.
Nigga, we gave her food, didn't we?
What? Yeah,
some of the scraps.
Yeah, I think so.
Some of the scraps.
Bro, there's something.
When they around,
there's something about Miami.
Hungry around niggas that's having too. They get extra hungry.
There's something about Miami women. They can't leave your apartment without grabbing something for free. What the fuck is that about? They're looking for something to grab. Like they're in the fridge or something. It's like they don't want to suck dick for free.
Yeah, they want to leave with something because they didn't give up that pussy so much for nothing. They got to leave with something.
Yeah, and that's when you get robbed.
Facts.
Just take something.
Damn right, but watch out.
I will say though, being in Miami, you get a hyper sense of like how women actually are.
Yeah.
And if you can live in Miami, you can live anywhere in the world.
You
for
set
sure.
for life. If you move with integrity and move with some good balance and knowing with the women, and you know, and you stand.
That's fact. Yo, Miami is a shark tank, and that's what I say about the same thing about strip clubs. When you go to a strip club, you see the dating dynamics, like in fast forward. It's right in front of you. You see dudes that have no control, and you see chicks where their job is to seduce the dude, you know? And that's the real dating lifestyle, but it's just in fast forward.
And in your ground, you be all right.
Be good in Miami, go to Alabama, you'll do better in Alabama.
Shit I've done that I ain't really like, even if I have to kind of be a tough on a bitch, I'll be like, man, I know, like you were saying, I know this kind of wild, but if I don't set this standard, it's gonna be me that's hurting.
Right.
I'm not gonna have that respect.
Man, that's so true,
it's
bro.
like, bro, it's a lot of times I've done shit because I ain't really nice to bitches, and I attribute a lot of that to losing my mom.
For sure.
Yeah.
I
don't know what that has to do with it. That's crazy.
I don't really like bitches.
Yeah.
But
be soft on no bit.
That type of nigga, I have less problems than
you
niggas
won't
that
have
do.
no problem. You won't have a problem if you be sturdy the entire time.
Yeah.
Once you relent and go soft, you know what I'm saying? No homo sapien on going soft.
Yeah.
But if you go soft, bro, you will see the difference in due time.
This is the thing. Every dude has standards and every dude has values, right? The difference between most men and men like me or homeboy over here, I don't know if what he's saying is true, but what he's alluding to is you got to stand on what you believe in. And women respect that. If you have boundaries and you have things you believe in, and you with a chick that's pressing that or a chick that's kind of pushing the envelope, you got to stand up for yourself. You know, and if she's not the right one, you go your separate ways and you find another chick. That's how it is. You're not supposed to go along to get along as ninja.
I'm here with this.
If I just stood my ground, I never had a problem.
Here's the issue though, right?
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience.
So as usual, as I say every live stream, we got these ads, you know, because StreamYard be tapping me out. You know, we got bills, we got all type of electricity bills, we got all kind of bills. So I'm not trying to pay for no YouTube premium. That's wild. I'd rather watch these ads. Y'all gonna have to come along with me.
Data analytics.
Come along with me.
Us as men at some point go soft.
Right.
Pause.
Yeah. That's scary.
Because what happens? We get comfortable. All right, I got the bitch now.
Right.
It's cool. She loves me.
And it's fun to be soft.
Yeah.
It's really
doing
fun.
everything
It's
right.
relaxing.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me be nice to her.
Homie said it's fun to be soft. I don't know about that. Shout out to Walter though. Walter low-key is a G. Walter, you know, he gets it done. I still, you know, when I make a statement, I stand by it. I still think Walter should have patched things up with the Chinese chick. I think she was a good chick for him. I like what's her name? Daisy. I like Daisy. I think she's cool. I was the first one out here to say that this chick is cool. Obviously, you know, she's doing her thing, right? But I think that goes along with Walter's lifestyle quite well, to be honest. I don't see why Walter, you know, got spooked like Walter's looking for a church girl. Like, nah, bro. Daisy about it. Daisy about it.
But the moment you let the reins off and it starts to slow down, she's like, wait a minute. I can get upper hand? Gotcha, bitch.
So how do you
I want to see a picture of Daisy. I'm going to show you.
find the balance of that?
So this is what I like to say, right? And Owen agrees with me. It's a honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
So this is some kind of fucked up. Should I say this camera? I'll say. So
you
what
gotta
happens
feed
is,
the people, brother.
yeah, here's some real game right here, right? So at the beginning of every relationship, there's a phase where it's a honeymoon phase. Everything is good and golden. No issues, just like bliss, happiness. It's fun.
That's heaven on earth.
Yes.
That phase is
But
heaven.
at a certain mark.
Is it 6 weeks to a year, right?
Yeah.
I mean 6 months to a year.
Bro, mine was 9 months of straight cocaine with her.
Oh shit!
It was fucking.
I would say 1 to 3 months.
1 to 3 months.
Because past that mark, you kind of know each other a little bit.
Well, Walter went British there. Months with an F. Whoa, relax there, buddy.
Better is kind of like more like normal. You get comfortable.
Yeah.
But within that phase, right, you have the best of that person right there.
Right.
After that, you get the real person, and maybe even.
So this is Daisy. This is Daisy. This is Daisy. She's a babe. This is Daisy. Bruh. There's Walter. Bruh. You know what you're getting into when you get a chick like this. I don't know. Look, there's Walter and his mommy with Daisy. Yo, she's about it. Yo. I don't know. I think Walter got spooked. I don't know. Should have stuck it in there, Walter.
Yeah.
Now let me explain why. It's because once that mark passes, and you could be sturdy, have frame the whole time, but the problem is, at some point, as a man, we're gonna fall off. It's normal.
No
We're
question.
human beings. We're not fucking robots.
Damn right.
So how do you recover from that?
Right.
He says, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave." That's his strategy. I'm gonna go next girl and start over again.
Damn.
That's horrible strategy.
Hold on.
That's a waste on your investment.
Hold on. For him, it works because he has so many.
Yeah.
I don't care how many you have. You don't want to fucking discard some. I could have 5 pieces of Exodia. I still want the ancient god cards.
Hold on.
Homeboy, nerdy as hell. Hold on to Zherka. Yo, Zherka recently said he has a body count of 6. Good for him. You know, I don't always say, but I often say, I wish I was a virgin. Actually, I am a virgin. What am I saying?
Hold on. You're missing the point here.
Obelisk, the Tormentor, and Slifer the Dragon.
Hold on. This is the best part about it, though. You're missing the point here.
All right,
you leave when the fire is burning. You get it?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Hold on. You leave when it's hot.
Right.
So now she's like, fuck, what did I do? I don't know what's happening. He's gone. So they never really leave. You get it? So they're always there.
Like door open.
They're always there.
See, this dude, I may be wrong because I was half listening, but this dude was talking about some manipulation type things. Walter, you know? Not really necessary.
I want this guy back. What did I do wrong? Dude, they never leave. So he has a bunch of girls just sitting there waiting for him to call them. Literally. So they can find a new guy. It's not him. That 3 months of bliss, wait, it just disappeared. Where'd it go? Remember, he's leaving them first. So now he has the power. Now, does it work for everybody?
Organic.
No. See, I agree with what he's saying because it's facts, but I don't agree with this strategy. He's talking about strategizing and kind of playing a game to get the chick, you know, on her back legs, if you will. He's talking about a strategy to try and play like you know, you're busy, you're getting away from the chick, you're doing your own thing. It's better for that to be natural. You should actually be doing your own thing. Men should have hobbies. They should be working. They should have their own stuff going on. When you have your own stuff going on, you don't have time for chicks. You know, you allot a certain time in your week for that leisure, for that dating, whatever. And the rest of the time, you're doing your own thing. And that's attractive to women because women want a guy that, you know, has a certain level of success. And where does success come from? From hard work. So this whole like, a lot of dudes will tell you, oh, you don't text her back. You wait 3 days, 6 days, 5 days, 2-word answer, 6-word answer. Just be yourself. You know, well, don't be yourself if you're lame out here, but just do your thing. You know, get some hobbies, get some passions, get something to do other than a chick.
It got in my head when he said, like, let's say I do leave her and I leave that door open, I left that trauma there. He said another dude's busting his eye. I don't want to play this game that long, bro.
So you come back and
someone else is busting his eye. It's a physical thing.
Hold on.
You jumping that nuke.
Let's keep it real here. It's happening anyway.
Yeah, but you don't know though. Ignorance is bliss, brother. We all know that.
Yeah, we eat that.
Ignorance is bliss, man.
Matrix steak.
Right.
But it's happening though.
Yeah, we eat that. We eat no leftover clams.
We gotta retain the bitch. That's the. I don't give a fuck how many women.
Gotta retain the bitch.
You get, but retain. You gotta have a system of retaining. Like I always say, the point of a date is to lower anxiety to zero, so she sucks dick. That is the point of the date. If you don't know what you're doing on a date, always go back to that. And number two, they say
the chick should already have zero anxiety. The point of the date is to extract information from the babe.
It's tricky, and I don't give a fuck. The first 2 weeks of meeting her, you better show that bitch the world, and then you can play. You can play exactly. You can play.
Oh, he said love bomb.
You can play PlayStation. You can play Halo 3 all day in your underwear. She got nowhere to go. She'll say, and all these dudes are like, I don't want to spend money on a trip with her as soon as I meet her. I'm like, check this out. How much are you spending for 1 year of dating?
This is facts. Dudes that get up on the internet, I get tons of dudes in my comment section because I make some edgy posts. I be telling dudes, listen, you shouldn't work your life to your 40s till you get on. You're in your peak of income, just to marry a 38-year-old who've been giving out free box for freaking 20 years. Dudes get in my comments and they're saying, "Oh, are you implying you should pay for a chick? Are you implying you're paying?" What man on earth has not paid? That's what I want to know. What man on earth does not pay? You're all paying. Valentine's Day comes around, don't get your chick a gift and see how that works.
Yeah.
That's a lot more money than take her to Barbados, fuck her, establish the bond.
I don't know about Barbados.
As soon as you establish the bond, you're a homebody. You're a homebody.
I'm a homebody.
Now she's already bonded to you. It's over. Right? And they say that's tricky.
They say that's tricky. He's got a point. I don't fully agree, but he's got a point because every man has to invest a certain. If you care about the girl, you're not counting your pennies. You're not penny pinching. Like you're doing. The ideal situation is you want to be doing your own thing. I don't ask a chick what she likes to eat, what kind of music she wants to go hear, where she likes to dance. None of that. I'm bringing her to places that I like. And if she has a good time with me, that's chill. So these should be places you're already frequenting. These should be places that you want to go already, that you already frequent. You spend money there. You're a regular, what have you. And like that, it's not like, you're counting all your pennies. I spent $200 in dates on her. I spent $400 in dates. And then you're expecting the chick to put out. Chick doesn't owe you nothing, man. You should just be going and enjoying yourself.
Bro, they keep saying that, Zherka, that's tricking. That's not tricking. Going on a date every Friday. How much? I went on one date. It went perfect. And then I spent $450 to go to that. What's that place with all the sea creatures at the next to Moxie's?
Sexy Fish.
Oh, yes. Bro, that place ripped me the fuck off. I never thought you could have a couple drinks. It adds up. Like I'm paying for the renovation of the fish and shit.
Miami is wild. I go to South Beach. When I go to Miami, I go to South Beach. I be getting freaking kosher slices of pizza for freaking $9, $9.40. Each slice, the slice is about yay big, not even a big slice. You get a slice of kosher pizza. I'm gonna get 2 slices because one slice, plus a curly fries is like $8. You get out of there 2 slices of pizza and a curly fries, no drink is like freaking $35 already, right? What the hell?
Sir, the South Bay guy. You know how much that steak costs, fellas?
Because kosher pizza, if you want game, they got the best cheese, let me tell you.
Fellas, if you're in Miami, right, this is spots you want to go to for dates. Super inexpensive, but good food and good quality. Rooftop spot called Tacoology.
Yes. It's
cheap, fast, and quick. You're in and out there.
What's cheap?
$100.
Right there,
bro. $100 is cheap.
Yeah.
Or
$100 is cheap in Miami, that's for sure. Miami be eating up all my doubloons. Freaking hungry hippo, my doubloons.
Want to do a more intimate setting? You go crazy about you down the street. Bro, that spot, bro, I had dinner for being a chick, bro. It was $80.
Damn.
Okay, this is not cheap.
No, dude. That's you're on the water, nigga.
That's cheap, yo. Everyone at this table's an adult. What do you expect to spend on a chick? You go to freaking Burger King, you're gonna spend $35 on a meal for 2 already, and that's Burger King. You go to McDonald's, you're gonna spend $16 on one meal.
Yeah, it's a nice restaurant.
Am I eating a full course meal or what is
you are, nigga?
That's crazy.
Bro, you get
appetizers
that's crazy. And 2 meals. Nigga, that's $80, bro.
Okay, that's a good deal, yeah.
So that right there, bro, and dude, you don't break the bank. $80. She's happy, you're happy, back to crib. Finito.
Yeah.
So these 2 spots in Miami, bro, are key.
And be careful going to Queens. I hate they full course meal. That shit,
Queen,
bro. I hate that shit, bro. That full course meal there.
Myron was right.
Ass, bro.
Fine dining is a fucking scam.
It don't taste good,
bro.
It is a scam.
Small portions.
You don't fool.
The women are gonna say you guys are sounding broke. We're not saying for the money. We'll spend that same money.
The thing about women, when they're trying to go out and eat, they don't care about the food quality. They care about the Instagram image and they care about the price. They want to be able to put that up on their story and potentially put that up on their whatever that's called at the top there. Their when you save a story at the top, highlights. They put it on their highlights. That's what they want to see. They want to see, oh my god, lobster tail. They don't even eat the lobster tail. These chicks are ordering freaking chicken fingers, deep fried chicken fingers and French fries, but they want to take a picture of the lobster tail.
Something on something else,
right.
But fine dining is a waste of money. 100%.
It doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But overall though, guys, listen to Owen's a fucking genius. I'll tell you why. For years, we've been trying to figure out how to maintain frame for so long.
Yeah.
Bro, it's fucking annoying.
Frame comes from working.
No.
When you're working, you can't give her attention. How do you go soft if you're working?
Oh, did I not just say that? I didn't even watch this before. I just said that. But any man knows this. Frame is just being a man. You don't have to assemble the frame. I see a lot of dudes, all these dating coaches online, all these freaking. This is why I don't like dating coaches. I don't like all these freaking podcasters that are talking theoretical knowledge about, oh, I gotta have frame. Frame is you wake up at freaking 5 a.m. and you go to work and you come home at 5 p.m. You worked freaking 10 hours. That's frame. It's frame.
Working. No, hold on. Here's the problem, right? She's gonna find entertainment somewhere else. See, you don't understand this, bro. But like when you don't give a girl attention, it gets from somewhere else. Now, mind you, she may give you the attention for 3 months, 4 months.
Look at Myron and Angie. Myron works.
Not true. The type of chick you go for really determines how she's gonna behave. You could tell off rip. I went on a date with a chick. Didn't work out because she was a single mother. She had a daughter and she was kind of a mess. But she was very good looking. She was a pretty nice girl. Ethnic chick. I think she was not Algerian. Frick is that country that had the genocide? Armenian. She was Armenian. And she was very chill. But she asked me, oh, how would you know a good woman when you see her? Like, what do you look for? And I said, when I take a girl out, I look at what she looks at. Not what she looks like, what she looks at. When you're walking down the street with a chick and you see her, a G-Wagon goes by and she's breaking her neck, or she's looking at, some high-end stuff, you just take note. You don't have to say anything, but you take note. A lot of these girls' eyes bigger than their appetite.
All day. That's genius what he does.
Well, hold on.
Genius.
Myron is a different animal, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? Myron is one of a kind.
I'm not saying she was like that. She actually was not like that. She didn't seem too materialistic, but she had a kid, and I asked her how she felt about ever contributing to a relationship if she's with her perfect man. I gave her a hypothetical, and she said she would never want to contribute. And I said, okay, that's interesting. It's one thing if she didn't have a kid, but that answer with a chick that has a kid, it's like, okay, then who's going to take care of the kid? Not into it.
That nigga is superhuman.
So we have to give advice for the average Joe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can be Myron.
But also, Myron is a multimillionaire. Myron's worked on himself from the very beginning up until now.
That's funny. Zherka is saying we have to give advice for the average Joe. I mean, Zherka, I don't know too much about Zherka, so I don't want to talk about my ass, but he seems like an average Joe. Just the things he's saying. At the end of the day, we're all average Joes, right?
And he still works on himself.
Yeah.
Most people don't do that shit. So I'm saying is for the average guy, Owen's strategy might work for you because at least you can move on and still have the frame like, oh, I'm the guy that left you.
It is realistic that you cut her off.
Just to elaborate, we're all average Joes, but you cannot live life like an average Joe, right? Because the average Joe is playing video games for freaking, and this is Zherka's audience. That's what I find funny, where he's like, oh, we're giving advice to the average Joe. What do you think? You think the guys that are playing video games for 10 hours a day, they're below average? You cannot be sitting on a video game. I have not owned a video game console since I had a PS2, I had a PSP or whatever. I don't play video games. Who the hell plays video games, man? Y'all are tied to your video games and you'll die by them. And I know that a lot of people are going to log off. A lot of people are going to be vexed in the comments, or they'll be pressing X on the video right now, changing the channel because they don't want to hear about that. But sometimes you have to hear uncomfortable truth. You need to leave these video games alone. As a grown man, there's so much other things that you could be doing with your life. You need to get online. You need to start learning something. Work on your communication skills. Work on something. I don't know. But how is it possible that you at home playing video games and you complaining that you can't pull chicks? It's because you're not working on yourself. You got to put in the effort.
That is realistic.
That is realistic, though.
But for us, we can do it a little bit longer than most people can, or the whole time. But again, the point is that, like, for the average person, bro, you're going to be fucked because you're going to fall at some point.
It's no joke. It's no joke. And like I said, the average girl, if I do like find her attractive and I do like her a lot, it works for about 6 months.
Yeah.
You've been with an average looking?
No, I'm talking about a girl that I'm rocking with. You know what I'm saying? No, all my girls always been high level. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. But they always like
This is the thing a lot of these dudes say. Everyone gets on the internet. This is one thing I'll tell you guys. I have never, not from the beginning, not until the end, will I or have I ever said that I have a perfect batting average. I'm batting 1,000. I got 88 girlfriends at a time. All my girls are 10s. Every dude that comes on the internet, all his girls are 10s. He got 97 girls in his roster. They're all baddies. He doesn't spend $1 on them. They all giving him a check. Yo, y'all can believe what you want to believe. If you want to believe that, okay. But I'm telling you from a dude that's really out here in the field, yo, I be taking L's. Everyone takes L's. I go up to chicks sometimes, they're not feeling it. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not saying on some cold approach things because I don't really agree with the whole cold approach idea. I just talk to people in general. I don't care if you're old, young, man, woman. I talk to people to be social. But, you know, sometimes when I'm chatting up a chick that's young and she's attractive and I wouldn't mind smashing, you know what I'm saying? I could tell the chick is not feeling it, or the chick, you know, maybe she has some other investments. She got an ex dude, or who knows? I don't know what's going on with the chick. It's not my business. But you could tell when a chick is not down, and I don't care what you look like. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what car you drive. I don't care who you are. Not every chick is gonna like you. So these dudes that get online and be like, "Oh, my batting average, yo, my mouthpiece crispy, yo, a chick never told me no." That's cap.
There's lawyers, artists, shit like that. I got no regular mortal bitch ever in life. So I stand to my standard. You know,
mortal.
Yeah, you know, like
mortal, calm down.
So like, but yeah, bro. But you still like I said, even I've got soft a few times. Like, damn. But I know it's telltale signs that I don't like. That I know it's not.
Like, bro, just the fact that you wear sunglasses inside, I could tell you can't get any bit.
Not right. And I let it go because like, damn, I don't want to fuck this up. And show her the real me. But
like, I've made content before talking about how I go for racist girls. There are some white chicks. They would look at this guy, never mind what they would think about him. But you can't be pulling up on a racist chick, right, with sunglasses inside and a big ass chain and some graphic tees talking about how my batting average 1,000. Nah. Yo, me, I'm tucking in t-shirts. Yo, I will take a chick. I'll get a black chick with box braids. I'll get a white chick that never been with a black dude. Because it's just how it is. Mouthpiece crispy, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm playing. But on the reels, there will always be chicks that will reject me. That's just reality, right? But this dude dressed up like Soldier Boy, and he's saying that, yo, all his chicks are the top chicks. I mean, okay, I hope so.
This is me in my heart. I know what the fuck I really want to say and do. So it's like, man, that's when you get rid of it.
Yeah. And you know the funny part too, just that's what he's saying. It'll be a guy that love bombs her 10 times what you do. And because you're not doing all that shit now, it's like, fuck. He gonna take me serious, I'm gonna go over here.
Right.
So it may just even be you just slowing down a little bit. So you know what? I'm gonna just do me and chill a little bit.
Yeah.
That nigga says, fuck that. I'm gonna go to the moon and back.
And women rely on this. They're so snaky with this. Bro, there's a soft version of yourself and a hard version. And everyone men like the hard version more, like for work and all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's not fake to say both of those people live inside of you. When she says, no, you're being fake, you're only showing the hard side, what she really means is I can manipulate the other version of you way easier. That's what she's saying.
They want you relentless and tell me everything.
That's why I say most married dudes are insults, because most 99.9% of dudes that's married, they're in that soft side. And the chick knows this. And if he ever dare to push back or give any type of standards or guidelines for the chick, he knows that the chick's not gonna be about it. And this is how these dudes, they cling to their women, you know. Well, really, you just clinging to her because you're a simp. You're a top simp. You know what I'm saying?
And like for one, you gotta think about it. I only know you a short amount of time, bitch. I know you 6 months, a year. I don't fucking know you.
Yeah.
You think you finna get all my deep down secrets and all my motherfucking bitch you run off and embarrass me?
Go tell him.
Like, how long does it take for you to give that to a woman?
Yeah.
That's what I don't know, because I never gave it. Like, how do you do that?
I don't either.
And I was gonna say what really intimidates me with women is I don't intentionally go out and fuck with niggas bitches.
Right.
RIP to my nigga, you know, our man Lennon.
You know, the great King Solomon said in his later years when he was writing Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything. There's a time to be hard on a bit, and there's time to be soft. I could be soft. I could definitely be soft with a chick. But when she's pushing the envelope, that's not the time to be soft. When she's trying to clown you, that's not the time to be soft. When she's trying to justify all type of weird things she's doing and her going out with her single friends that is hoes, or that's not the time to be soft. The time to be soft is when you're with the chick, and you're trying to communicate with the chick and you're trying to listen to the chick and hear her out. That's the time to be soft. Not when she's telling you, oh, I could go with these booty shorts on a girl's night. Like, nah.
Not got trouble. He died in that same situation. But I'm saying that to say this is when I do accidentally fuck a nigga bitch, because most times it's on accident, I find out they won't DM.
Don't do this, guys. Do not go for other dudes' chicks, man. And I liked Homeboy. I don't know why. I like everybody here on this panel. But I didn't see that coming.
Most aggressive sex. And that reminds me of one thing, especially niggas' wives. Yeah. It's mainly wives. Because at that point they got kids, they don't view them, they don't even.
You smashing guys' wives. Like, these dudes, this is dirty macking. Like, for me, I don't care. There's enough chicks out here. I'm not trying to smash nobody's chick. I'm not trying to smash none of these chicks that I have deemed as not mentally sound. We'll leave it at that. I'm not that desperate for a chick. I've been around, I've seen it, and I know that I could lie to a chick to get her. I know I could put on a facade to get her, but that, it gets old. It gets old real quick, and I'm definitely not trying to smash nobody's chick because a lot of these dudes be simping as hell. Dudes are not made of what they used to be, and they will blame you. They're not going to check their chick because they're soft. They're not checking the chick. A chick who's cheating on her dude, he's soft. So he's not going to check her. Oh, no. It's not her fault. It's your fault. And that's when dudes get shot. That's when dudes get robbed. That's when dudes get all kinds of things happen to them because they're smashing someone else's chick. I'm not getting involved. You want to be soft? Your chick wants to freaking come hook up with me and she's with you. That's on her. I'm not down. I'm not touching that. Some dudes get off on that.
You want to blast on the face. They don't do the things that we do. They can't call them a slut. All the things they want to hear, they miss that. That's what they want from you. And it reminds me, don't ever lose that beast to you. Because another nigga will dominate. Yes, you protect her, but don't stop being a dominator. You have to maintain that because you lose that position. They're looking for it elsewhere.
Even the shy ones, bro. Even the shy ones, when they're ovulating, they want the masculine energy. It's kind of
unfortunate.
So that's why I say, I'm like, you can only.
He talking to black dudes and you think they know what the hell he's talking about with ovulation. They have no idea. These dudes have no idea. He's like, say what?
Lose if you're soft.
That's what I think, though.
You can
I
only
truly
lose.
believe that. If you stay hard, no homo sapien the entire time, like I don't think you can really lose. Like they will feel some type of way. They feel, but
homo sapien is great rhetoric.
You preserve it. Is it about them or you?
Bro, how many bitches have you texted where they're like, I'll never give you pussy? And you always text her, I'm gonna fuck her. And then one night she just messages. And you're like, I wonder why I'm first on the priority list. Oh, it's because I didn't play games.
Any chick that leads by saying you're not getting this box, you're smashing.
Play games, this is perfect.
Zero tolerance. But like I said, my only thing is, how do you transition with a woman that you like? And what do you?
Why I say that is because women, and I've discussed this with friends many times, women are very careful with their language, very careful with their wording. A woman who is not trying to smash or who sees no chance of you smashing will never bring up the conversation of smashing. She will never bring up anything of the sort to have that in your head because she's not trying to put that out there. So a chick that has that front of mind, that's what she's thinking about.
You give them after a certain amount of time. Do you forever hold the cards, or do you ever give it to them?
See, at some point you gotta.
You know what I'm saying?
At some point you gotta get the cards. At some point,
like what the fuck? But that's the most dangerous thing.
I never got there. I'll be honest, I never got there.
Me either.
And
I'm old as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand it. Like,
you know what's tricky for you is you made a lot of money,
right?
So now everything you do is in your head. This is the move,
right?
So now if someone tells you, hey, in a relationship you got to actually give all your secrets, you'd be like, bro, I make more money than you. Why am I listening to you? So now everything, but they say that a strong relationship, eventually she has to know your secrets.
That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, making money isn't everything. You got a lot of dudes make money and they lames. Look at Drake begging chicks to smash, and all kind of girls are gonna say, oh, that's not true. Yeah, but you're a peasant. Drake is a billionaire. You're not even 100 millionaire type chick. You're a peasant. Of course you want to smash Drake. But any of the chicks in the entertainment industry who are actually on Drake's level, they know he's lame.
I know. So like, when do you give that though?
Yeah.
Like,
give it, and then if she fucking crosses the line,
then she go.
Switch to Rumble. I gotta say something.
Wait, can we?
No. They know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. But I feel you though. So like, you should give it a little bit. But once they show you that,
no, bro, I'm telling you, once you lock in for marriage, one day it'll happen because you're rich.
But
what the fuck?
I don't know if I give him my trauma. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I know. See, that's
maybe trauma.
Fresh making them business deals on the pod. Look at him answering the phone. That's wild.
Come on, but that is what really helps you reconnect you. Yeah, because you gotta release.
Bro,
I give it to my boys.
Bro, my twin brother's a therapist, and I'm like, yo, is this whole? I don't want her to know my secrets.
Right.
Is this me just like something happened to me as a child? He's like, no, you're born in 2025. It's hard to trust people.
Right.
I was like, oh shit, even the therapists are kind of red pill on that.
That's what I'm saying. That's maybe the hardest thing for a top level individual. Like like if you got money, you got fame, you got glory.
I'd say risk it though. I'd say risk it. At the top, you can risk it. I mean, what's the worst you could do? You guys break up. I mean, heartbreak isn't that bad at an older age. You've been through it already.
You see all the motherfuckers like the Halle and DG and all these motherfuckers.
No, but check this out.
Telling your secrets and all this shit. It's like, damn, bitch.
Yeah.
But it still brought the child into the world. It's still a net positive for DG, right?
Yeah.
He wants his kid.
But I'm saying, like, you see all that shit though, like the text messages he used to be all that shit. Like, who want to go through all that? You know what I mean?
That's why you got to do whatever those texts say, so you don't go down for something fake.
Right. Yeah, bro.
No kidding. But no, for real. One day you're gonna come to the point where you have to sacrifice. She got to know your secrets, and he's gonna think at this table. And the truth is, look, that's the one time that you kind of have to bite the bullet.
Bro, I'll be honest. We teach men how to get girls, how to have fun, how to maintain to a certain period.
Yes.
We don't teach them how to actually keep them for a long period of time.
Just say it fresh. Just say it. To keep them forever, you gotta be a simp. Every fucking simp. How many times have you seen a good-looking guy with his girl and he doesn't cheat, he doesn't do anything, and he got shafted?
Hell yeah.
He's a stud. She's a fucking loser. She's not hot. He's like Brad Pitt. You see that everywhere in Miami, and you're thinking, oh, the only way to keep this mid bitch is he lost the game. He has to simp.
You have to get.
That is partial facts, but you don't have to really simp because I know a handful of dudes that have a chick and the chick is on program. Zherka, I don't know how old he is. I would like to know how old he is, but he has a body count of 6, so I don't know how much interaction he has with women. But you can, it's really about the power dynamic. If the woman likes you more than you like her, I may sound like an asshole presenting it like this. I don't care. This is just facts. One person's going to be more into the other person. You don't equally love each other. That's ridiculous. If the woman likes you more, she'll follow your program. She'll get on program. You can't be abusive. I'm not saying to be abusive or controlling or any of this. I'm saying just be a leader. You could be a leader. You could stand on business. I'm not saying you got to be telling her, oh, I'm smashing girls when I go on my business trip to freaking Peru. No. But she will follow your lead. However, if you are in love with the chick, and this is 99.9% of marriages and relationships that I see, the chick is going to be controlling the show, and that is the simp activity that Zherka is referring to right now.
You got to give up your jersey. You
have to be a little bitch.
The reason he's saying you have to, he's saying this, without any type of gray area. He's saying you must be a simp is because that is 99.9% of relationship and marriages. So that's what he's witnessed. I personally have witnessed, like I said, a handful of men that do not have that situation. And I'm not saying any of them are in this sphere of this type of podcast. None of these dudes that I would name, these are people I know personally. None of these people that I would name are people on the internet fronting like they about it. No.
And bro, you talk about my uncle, you talk about every one of your family members that stop sounding like this, and now they're like, yes, honey. You know who says yes? You know who says yes, honey? 85 to 90% of normal relationships say yes.
I would say 99 personally. Yes, dear, as ninjas.
No, Zherka. So happy life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the way that I cringe.
But that don't feel right though. But I feel like if you want
that's the normal. You want to be normal? Do you want to be?
It is. That is the normal because it is more than the average. It is 99 percentile, I would say. I like I said, I know a handful. I know of quite a few people that are married. I only know a handful of men whose wives are genuinely in love with them and genuinely respect. When I talk about respect, it's like you'll see a chick. It's a very subtle thing. Women are very subtle, and it's all verbal. You go to a barbecue, and the chick will make a jab, or she'll make a condescending remark. He's going to the car, and she'll say, oh, don't forget, blah, blah, blah. You're forgetful. Little jobs like that. Or he's at the barbecue, and she'll say, oh, yeah, don't burn the burgers this time. Little things like that. A dude that really has his chick on, that's really on his program, a chick that's on the program would never say something like that. The only comments she makes is to build up the man. The only comments she makes are to come to his defense and to she's his co-pilot. She's not trying to undermine his vibe, his frame, as they say.
You want to be normal? You got to be that.
Listen, I know 2 billionaires right now.
Trad cons, say yes, honey.
Hold on, bro.
Trad cons, say yes, honey.
Facts. The trad cons are freaking lames. I cannot stand these trad cons. These freaking these Christian conservatives online. I actually cannot stand these people. I can't make percentiles for them, but majority of these dudes, their chicks was out here getting back blown out by all kind of ninjas, and then they married them, and they gonna get on the internet and freaking LARP like their chick was a virgin. I'm not saying you have to marry a virgin. I'm just saying don't down talk on OF chick or a chick that's out here getting it and pretend like you are high and mighty, or in the man's case, pretend like you and your wife are high and mighty. When she was out in these streets, you find any of these TradCon people, their wives were out in these streets.
Bro, I know
a lot of them married to single moms. A lot of them.
Billionaires right now, right?
Yeah.
They're both married. You know what they actually have to do to make that shit work?
Yeah.
They have to say, fuck.
Right.
She wants this. I'm gonna play a certain part.
Yeah.
See what she wants. Because if I don't play the part, I'm gonna get divorced.
For sure.
They're powerful. They got money otherwise, they can do anything they want.
But that don't seem like that's the glory that you saw.
It's not, bro.
This is because, and I've covered this on the channel before, this is because these dudes chase a girl and convince her. They win her over. These are dudes that win the girl over. That's why I say you should never win a girl over, right? This girl, you like her, you give her signs that you like her, you take her out, you date, you chat, you see how it goes. If she goes cold or she starts acting weird, just forget about it. Don't try to win over no chick, because whether she's playing games or she's not, it's either she's playing games or she's actually not down. Both of those are a losing scenario. Scenario B, she's not down. You have to convince her. So now you're with a chick in a long-term relationship who wasn't feeling you from the rip. How do you think that's going to turn out? Scenario A is she's playing games. She's deceptive. That's a deceptive woman. Why would you want to start a foundation of a relationship on a woman that's deceptive? Y'all crazy out here. Y'all crazy. I just be spitting facts.
It's not. I'm like, damn. Do I want to be like this nigga? Money-wise, yes.
But here's the glory part.
No.
The glory part is you don't become a badass Wolverine dad. You're becoming a cute grandpa that says you're becoming a cute grandpa.
So how can you be the Wolverine dad? How can you be the Thanos dad?
Yeah, exactly.
How?
Yeah.
Give us one example. Anybody know? Anybody?
I don't know nothing.
I don't know none. Yeah, I don't know none.
There's got to be someone out there.
Who?
That's married and a badass?
Yeah, who's like that?
Who's married and a badass? That's tough.
That's actually still being the Wolverine of his life.
Right, that's still a month, but okay.
Y'all ain't about it. That's the thing. I grew up seeing men that were about it. I didn't grow up seeing this simp ass shit. This is foreign to me. When I got older and I started seeing marriages around me and dudes acting like that, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is not biblical. For me, it's not cultural. That's why there's a lot of hate on African communities, real Black communities. I'm not talking about this new school hip hop that y'all be promoting, because that's run by gynocentric society, gynocentric propaganda, right? Can't go too crazy talking about that on here. But this is all new. The melanated man always stood on business. He was not abusive. He wasn't beating his chick. He just stood on business, and the chick got in line, right? Nowadays, it's all about the strong independent, and now the white chicks are following too. It's like they jumping on board. It's wild. It's wild out here.
But are you
wild out here for a pee?
That's what I'm saying too. Because
think of Nick Fuentes. He's wolf-like, but it's because he's not married. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason,
bro. That nigga gay.
You're not married.
If he was married, he'd get soft quick.
And then on top of that, are you cutting off, and then you not fucking no other bitches none either too?
I'm saying, why is Nick?
How is he giving Nick Fuentes as an example of a dude that's about it? Nick Fuentes is freaking. I can't even say that name too many times on here. But that dude is not an example to give about someone who's about it. Where is his chick? This dude, you could tell he has no game. He has no game. This dude.
Why is Nick even red?
No insight. Just picture Nick on a date with a chick. Just picture that in your mind. This dude has nothing to say. Nothing to say. All the dudes that follow this dude are lames.
Pill on his opinions. Why does he sound like you? Because he's not married.
He's free.
And he's a TradCon. But technically, if he got married, he'd be fucked. You think he'd be the same Nick? That's impossible. You can't live with a woman and keep saying the same shit.
Because I don't think a real Wolverine dad, Thanos dad, married man and you ain't fucking no other bitches, you just with your one girl, is that the full greatness of a man feeling?
I don't know if that's what God wants.
No, but they're still cheating though.
Yo, I think that's greed because I've been with chicks and I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to get another chick. Personally, I've had times like that. I think it's greedy to try and get all types of chicks. It's like, because when you go out here and you really deal with women, you speak with them. I'm not saying you have to smash them all. You just talk to them. You hear what they have to say. You look at their lifestyle. You really want to be smashing these chicks. So imagine now you get a chick who's really about it, who's on a level that you're like, I'm going to follow through with this chick and pursue something serious. You're really going to risk that for one of these chicks that you know is garbage quality? That to me, maybe it's just freaking autistic thinking that I have where I'm like, that makes zero sense. But these dudes, like, they be throwing away their whole life with a good chick that cooks meals and really likes them. They be throwing it away for some freaking box just because the girl's a baddie. They throw it away for some chick that ain't worth it.
No, so hold on.
Well, no, I know some that not though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like, but they're not there no stuff though. Yeah. They're having a great life, but they ain't walking around like,
Yeah.
But if you do that, do you have to give out? You can't have other women nothing either. Like,
well, do you want to be a cute grandpa, or do you want to be? If you want to be badass Wolverine, you can have a motorcycle. You could cheat on her and have kids. So look, there it is, and beat on her and all that.
Nah, nigga, nah. I'm beat on her, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the balance? You have that feeling that's in your heart as a real
balance. Is
not no bullshit. Yeah, not no bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know who you really want to be. You ain't give no chips away. Like, you kept your sturdiness, and I got a woman too.
Yeah, we need an example. Who on earth is living that?
So you know what? You know what I saw recently that kind of I thought had that effect, but didn't. Anton Daniels. What happened to him, right? He told his wife he's going to finish at a certain time with the stream.
Yeah.
He didn't. His wife was irate. Said, you told me you've been done by this time, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to bitch you out in front of your audience.
See?
And I was like, what the fuck? But the frame was there.
Right.
But because he didn't do what she wanted,
that's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, how do you maintain a girl,
I don't think it's
work hard, and not get fucked up?
I don't think it's possible.
It's hard, bro.
Unless you fold and we meet in the middle, you give
you gotta fold.
All that shit.
You gotta fold.
Damn.
Bro, according to Dr. Steiner on the mind and the esoteric, the hidden arts of how the world works, he talks about if you sleep in the same bed as a bitch, you can absorb some of her skill set, mind, even not fucking, just in the same bed together. So imagine living with one. How pink is the man turning within the inside? He's turning into a fucking pussy.
So are you throwing in a towel when you have that life? Are you just, I'm giving up on being a glorious man, I'm just with my wife now, I'm husband and...
Well, it depends. If you have conqueror energy and you settle for being a dad, you've killed your own soul.
You're
you might as well, you're going to jump off a bridge. Like you can't, if you're the average guy, I think the dad thing is huge, right? Like I'll say this for most people listening, they get really angry if you attack fatherhood, as if that's like a.
But I wanted to die. I wanted to die in the war. I want to go to Valhalla as a real Viking, man. I want to be a Viking, but it's like to have that woman and have that. You can't.
That's why we buy big engines to feel like we want to feel that primal from like that spear ducking energy.
But there's a level of life that we've not experienced having kids and having a wife.
Yes, we have, bro. We've babysat our fucking nephew. It's identical.
Babysat these bitches every day. Let me tell you.
Give me a break, bro. If you're a father and if you have father as your type,
if you ever been out with a drunk chick, you know what it's like to be a father. These chicks be losing their phone. They can't walk. You gotta carry their heels. They trying to get in the Uber, bro.
On Twitter, you're a fucking cock loser, bro. You shot 3 nuts inside of a woman and called it a legacy. Bro, there's stay-at-home dads who they put father as their title.
Yeah, but having your own kid is not the same thing as having a nephew or uncle or cousin.
I'm saying it's the same level of glory. Same level of glory.
Having your, dude, I've seen guys change completely having a kid and a wife that I would never experience.
Yeah, but I haven't done it. Is the change awesome?
I don't like it.
Or is he doing dishes? Be real. Be real. He's doing dishes.
It's different.
You know you don't want to do the dishes.
Yeah.
But I'm a family man.
Everyone,
I don't want to do the fucking dishes ever.
That shit don't make sense.
Every homie I have who had a kid send me, and it's so evil for me to air this out, but they send me, I'm not saying names, but they send me, and they know who they are. All of them send me pictures of them doing dishes, watching me on stream.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. You're doing dishes. You have a job. And you know what they say? She did dishes too. I don't give a fuck what she did. Even
that's pretty soft because, depending on the dynamic, but doing dishes is not so bad. I do my dishes, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's again, these chicks, they're not up to par.
She was the one who was doing the dishes only. What the fuck are you doing in front of playing with water?
Guys.
What the fuck
Homie the other day told me, he's like, oh, my girl's gonna I'm getting home and my girl's gonna cook me food. He was kind of laughing at it, like trying to be G, like, oh yeah, like she gets home from work and she makes me food. And I'm like, bro, you need to appreciate that, You need to appreciate that because a lot of women ain't going to do that. And if she's doing that, you should be appreciative because I am very unbiased. So the same way that I will flame a chick because she's useless, I will give gratitude to a chick who is very good. A good woman gets all the accolades from me. And every man should, you shouldn't take that for granted because 90% of chicks ain't trying to do nothing. They think that their box is the whole price.
Right, guys, by the way, like the video.
Same stank ass box that every chick got. Every woman's born with a box.
22 on X.
Is it possible?
27 on YouTube.
A father folds clothes, puts it on the bed, and that's what he did that day. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. A father takes out the groceries. They did something that day.
Yeah.
It's actually a very strange life for me, bro.
So this is gonna be a battle between.
Me too.
Majority of these dudes are married to chicks they lame.
Finding that person that can actually do this and has the actual bravado because, dude, I don't know anybody.
And
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people.
Right.
Rich, young, poor.
You have to throw in the towel.
You
have a real family.
You got to.
And you want to be a grandpa surrounded by kids.
Right.
So the grandpa thing, I get why you're being a simp to become a grandpa. But again, let's say 30 to 65 years old, those are some awesome years, bro. Those are great years.
Okay, so there's only one thing.
And that's when you're supposed to find your wife, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to.
And then you take off your fucking helmet and hang it up.
So
and your
Trump had Barron at 67 years old. My parents were like, John, sweetheart, when are you gonna have a kid? I said, Trump had Barron at 67.
That's motivating.
That's crazy. I did not realize it. One thing I know that most very successful men have in common is they weren't worried about chicks in their 20s, their early 20s. If you're a man in your early 20s and you're worried about a bit, you're not going to be very successful.
Because just 2 days ago, I was talking to my dad, and I was like, damn, you had me at 30. I turned 31 this year.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
It is crazy.
Different generation.
God,
I'm at 40,
but it made me feel kind of late. I guess just when I turned 30. I'm used to being in my 20s.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dog, when is enough going to be enough?
Well, you got to ask yourself, when is enough pussy enough?
Right.
And I don't feel that yet. And it's like, I feel like my dad.
Me at the first one, it was enough. I'm trying to work.
A long time ago.
Feel that yet.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem. Nobody feels it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, that's why I always say, if I was a virgin, that would be freaking ideal. Because once you realize that it's all the same, you just running around chasing your tail. It's all the same. It's not worth it. It's really not.
To say that,
do you ever?
Right.
Do you ever really?
As a true real motherfucking predator with the aliens on the wall. Do you ever want to not have your fucking? I get it. You want to never take this off?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't ever want to not. I want to get dropped in the jungle.
We have seasons, right?
You got to buy a minivan, bro.
We have seasons, right? We have times where we want to start this shit, but it always comes back.
But it's still because that's your natural instinct.
Yeah.
I don't want to go crazy.
One day, check this out. One day the F8 or the SF90 turns into the Dodge Caravan. Bro, one day that has to happen.
That's scary, bro.
Man. Yeah, the nice cars. All
But there
that.
are some people like I know in my heart of hearts, like
if you want your self-published book to look legit, Fiverr is your secret chapter to success. Finishing the first.
the attributes God gave me is for me to feast on the land till I'm dead. Yeah. To be 6'6", giant, no Homo sapien, 10-inch cock and all this shit. I'm not supposed to pause it all, but I'm not supposed to just die with that alone and not feast upon the land till I'm gone. Am I supposed to just say I'm just give one woman all this glory?
So I'll give you this, right? We were in the
wait till you try it.
Yo, dudes just can't think about being with one chick. That's crazy.
Wait till you try married life and organic sitting there going like, I hate this shit.
Right.
It's not really for everyone. So it's kind of for a pathetic human being.
That's what I'm thinking. Right? I'm not going, is it for super
hold on. You know who I think has an idea of it? Tate.
Man,
because he's not the OnlyFans bitch pregnant.
He has multiple kids
with OnlyFans.
But he's not chilling with one bitch. He's not. He's living free. He got bitches.
But he's happy. But he's happy.
But he got a harem of bitches and all that, bro. That's not the same. He's living like we living, really. He's got kids.
Both of them got cheating. Both of them got OnlyFans girls pregnant.
Right.
And I'm not knocking it because he looks kind of happy. He looks chill.
Yeah, but he's cheating though. That don't count, bro. Like you still doing that. You got bitches. You got OnlyFans. You trying to. That ain't the same as no man. Like I got one girl. I'm gonna do it right.
What is the other solution though? Please tell me. I don't have any.
Having a business okay with you still being.
I do believe it's a sign of maturity if you can stay with one chick. Because not every dude can manage more than one chick. It's not easy.
That's still not right. That's still not right.
Deep down, she's gonna fuck this nigga, bro.
She's gonna kill you, bro. At some point, bro. Kill her. Let's be real. I get it. You can convince a bitch to do that, but you know it's not right. She knows it's not right.
Yeah, it's
so like you can do that, but that's not right.
You don't want to hide and shit.
Right, and even if she's with it, she's dying every day. You fucking bitch. You know you signed up for this.
It's bad for your soul architecture.
That's what I'm saying. So like.
Yeah, listen. This is a journey.
We gotta cheat on it
a bit more.
Yeah. You just have to.
You gotta
lie cheat to the end and be fake at home and shit.
Yeah,
I feel like you could cheat as long as you say my bad.
Yeah.
You know, if you're honest with that, I think that's better than hiding. Hiding can make you look weird.
Until how many times though? Because at some point it's gonna be like it's over.
And then she got you get
and then that divorce.
Work this hard, and fuck one chick.
Right.
Something's not mathing.
Tell me.
Something is not.
That's what I said. Like, what is that computation?
What the fuck was the point of that come up?
It sounds good.
Yeah.
And we know 90% niggas who say that shit, they're faking it for the other bitches that say they do that.
Oh, we know some of them.
Right. We know all of it. So it's like, I'm being truthful 100%. Who's just going to throw in the towel with the glory and the Ferraris and the mansion and the jewelry and the fame and just nothing?
Stop.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
There's got to be a cutoff date. What's the cutoff date of fucking these bitches? There has to be a cutoff.
And you glorify still.
But a cutoff for a Chinese guy is different from a black guy.
He ain't the same. I'm talking about you really
talking about testosterone level,
you
bro.
still walk in the room and motherfuckers like, who is that? You still got that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not you a nerd or you getting over with money. No, you really a specimen of human flesh. You know what I'm saying? And you throw in the towel.
I don't know, bro.
Yo, I tell you this, it's worse if he retired and got married right now because then he's fucking less bitches out here. That means the women are getting more out of the men.
His drive might go down. His need for like actually, or maybe with kids it may change. But I think for most people here, if you get a wife, you settle down with her in a house and your kids, it's like your energy, your fierceness goes down, bro.
Right.
It goes down.
Right. So now you're able to kill her, go get the bag like that. Like, okay, I got a kid and I'm doing it for my kid. But
Yeah,
no,
always
I'm
doing it
doing harder for myself.
Yo, your fierceness is supposed to go down. You can't be out here smashing chicks all your life.
Like, yes, I wanted the whole ambiance. I wanted everything that came with it. Now it's just my kid. No, I wanted to have all the cars.
Bro,
all the bitches.
Imagine when you cannot talk.
You hear it all the time.
Imagine when you can never talk crazy on a podcast because they're gonna target the kid.
Bro.
Fuck, you're a pussy now. You're a fucking coward because you're thinking you're
That's a great point. I'll give him that.
kid. You're not going to war,
bro. I'm not talking about my wife. They found out who my wife is. I gotta hire her.
Bro, I know creators,
and I'm the type of guy that I don't want the beef if you're going after my kid. That's the type of guy.
Now you're a kid and your wife will weaken you, and those are the only two things you truly can't control. Like you can say, like once again, you give her all the cards. This is my wife. She knows.
This is who I was talking about. This chick. This was from the Spider-Man movie. This is the chick that was in love with Peter Parker, right? This is the type of chick you need to choose. That's the chick you want. Is a chick that is in love with you. When this dude was chasing Mary Jane didn't want his scrawny ass, right? Right? Mary Jane didn't want him. Know what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes is out here chasing Mary Jane. When really the other chick is the chick that you should be getting with, right? Simple.
Cold, bro.
No matter how you try to play it, that's still
that's that nigga. 50 that nigga.
See what I'm saying?
Even with him.
Bro, and fresh proven thing that even like in the mafias or in politics, I know this to be fact, they don't never really threaten you. But in politics, they love niggas with families.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a family, and I believe one of the main reasons why they convince politicians they need to be married before they enter politics. The truth is, they need you.
Warner Unterbrink says the first time he's heard Zherka be pro-cheating. Well, I mean, leave it to some black dudes to convince you to be pro-cheating. Let me tell you. I'm not pro-cheating, but I mean, you got some fitted caps and some chains. You're going to be pro-cheating, let me tell you.
You have liabilities.
Yes.
Because they can send you your kid address.
Because think about it, you just a guy by yourself. And that's how they gonna hurt. You gotta come get me.
Bro, even for CIA, they hired married people.
Yes,
they
need that. They need that.
Remember when Cass Patel, all guys were like kind of fighting the fight, and they say we're gonna expose everything. What happened to them when they got into office?
Them niggas switched up
instantly. Because it's the power struggle, bro, between family and you. If that's what we say, bro.
They've already said it's a group of people walk into that room and tell you how things really work. They congratulate you. Congratulations on winning your election.
Yeah.
But this is how things work in this work.
I remember a dude snorting a line at the club in front of the undercover cop's face, and the cop didn't do shit. And I find out, they're neighbors. He knows where the cop lives.
Right.
And this gangster dude must have drove by a lot of times. Yeah. So he was fucking untouchable in the club. Crazy. And that's the first time I was like, I don't trust the system at all.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Wow. Damn, champ, that shit is mind-boggling.
If you have a kid, you're a pussy.
Another podcast.
Right. If you have a kid, you're a pussy. Let's be real.
Right.
Nah. I'm pussy.
You're vulnerable.
You're vulnerable.
You don't control everything. When you're a single man that's a real conqueror by yourself, you got full control of everything. Because you got to come for me only. But you got a wife, you got a kid, something I got to come home to. I got to worry about this and that. Oh my goodness, I'm going to school and all that.
Maybe think about the great men in history, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, any of these great men, the Tsars of Russia, there's an aspect where you know your children or your family is at a certain amount of risk, but you got to be able to protect them. So if you are a modern day conquistador out here in these streets, you got to protect your family. It's not to say that you got to be a little bitch because you have a family. So I don't agree with this point, but I get what they're trying to say. You have to be more cautious because you have a family. But if you look at the greatest men always have their family as a target. That's just reality.
Costco, you got Costco problems, bro.
So I'll reveal this. A lot of people don't know. I'll go ahead and reveal this real quick. When Elon Musk and he was going back and forth with Israel, they paid his kids visits at the school. And that's what actually made, and that was after he said, after advertisers, I hope they don't ban me on X for this shit. But that's actually what changed everything with Elon Musk.
This guy is being very anti-Semitic right now.
He became pro-Israel.
Yeah.
They visited his kid, the most richest and powerful man in the world, could only be controlled by his offspring.
Wow.
So it happens to everyone.
And that's been going on since the beginning of time. You know what I mean? Like they will get your kids, they get your family and things like that. But when you by yourself and that's why it's so dangerous to be one of these guys. And I'm making more sense that they don't allow these individuals to go to the top.
You can't.
Listen, I think there's a place for having a family and kids.
Right.
But
it's a beautiful thing.
But nowadays it's dangerous because you're right. It is a weak point because that could actually fuck you up in the future, which is sad because you want to do it as a man.
But as crazy or as hot take as this will be that I'm about to make is that's why people had like 15 kids back in those days on the reels.
Talk about there's a reason why men get weaker as they have families and stuff like that. It's so they slow down on reckless behavior because that if you keep going hard, you can
give up the fast car.
You'll go out bad. You'll go outside. But even if, so I'm not even saying like be a savage and fuck every bitch. But
no, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm very unbiased. Again, if you're gonna hold women to a standard that after 35 they're having geriatric pregnancies and their eggs are cooked and their eggs are over easy hard boiled, you have to hold men to the same standard. Our testosterone also depletes as we get older. So biology, nature is telling us that we can't be out here smashing bitches all our lives. At a point, you got to settle down.
Organic, there's nothing wrong with want to fuck every bitch. They're trying to tell you that. That's high hormone level, healthy, regular male activity.
But you're running to a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So you got to regulate it. You know what I mean?
Bro, they're trying to make you whatever they are, and they're the guy they're crying because someone fucked their bitch. Bro, I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just you got to one day look in the mirror and say there's a cutoff age to being primal.
Right.
And which is sad because what you cut off is not going to be what I cut off.
Right.
What he cuts off, we're all going to pick different ages.
Right.
And it's a beautiful thing to cut that off. But up until then, I really think you can really harm yourself if you become normal. You know, they said young.
I think every dude I talk to that's under 25, I said the dumbest thing you could do is cuff a chick at this age. Get involved with a chick seriously at under 25 as a man, not as a woman. As a woman, you should be looking for marriage-minded men who are doing well, who have prospects, who will be, high earners. That's what you should be doing. If you're an above an 8 on 10 chick and you're under 25, that's what you should be doing. That's your career. Instead of making your curriculum vitae or your, that's what you should be doing is trying to get in the right spots to be able to put yourself in position to get with one of these dudes that has prospects. But if you're a dude and you're under 25, the dumbest thing you could do is cuff a chick.
Young Don, if he has a kid and a wife, he'll be normal. He had a kid. Young Don had a kid. He had a wife. And he went insane. He lost $300,000. He almost broke his family up. He joined a cult. His mind exploded because he had a wife and a kid. Having a wife and a kid doesn't mean you fix your problems,
Justin Bieber.
all.
We're seeing it happen to a nigga been abused, a nigga been depressed, and she was supposed to fix his trauma.
Made it worse.
Fix his pain.
How many
nigga crashing out worse than ever, bro?
How many people do we know with kids that are literally fucking losers in life? Like
many.
That's
hell yeah. Most of the people. First of all, it's a bell curve. Everything is a bell curve. So that's why when these chicks are all saying I'm a 10 or I'm a 10, that's hilarious because it's a bell curve. If everyone's a 10, obviously there's no 10. But the majority of people, this bell curve, the majority of people in the middle here are losers. The majority of people are not about it. The majority of people are low quality. So that goes for men and women. When women are trying to say, oh, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, you have to understand the majority of men are average. And then you have addition to that majority is low quality. So what I should say is the majority of people is going to be low quality to average. After that, you're going to have a diminishing amount of higher quality people, and the highest quality are the lowest quantity of people. So when you're looking at people that have families, these are not winners. That's why I can very easily, comfortably say most men that are married are A, incels, and B, not about it. It's not difficult for a man to get married. A lot of these dudes, you're getting down on one knee and begging the chick to get married. That is not a feat. To me, that is not a feat. There are some men who, you know, have actually conquered out here and they married. Good for them. But for the majority, that's not a merit. You get no merit.
And generally depressed.
Bro, I know millionaires. I know millionaires with kids, bro, who don't fuck their wives. Don't
remember high school, right?
They don't.
Remember the jocks in high school?
Yes.
Football players, basketball players. Oh, they're cool in school. Get all the bitches.
I was a nerd.
They got 5, 10 kids, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, nigga, you're stuck. So now you can't move forward. All these bills you got to pay. But I can fast forward because I'm no kids, no bills, nothing.
Check. If you ever want to find out if you're gonna make it in life, check if you were popular in high school. If you were, you're gonna have the worst life
for the most part.
What the fuck, bro?
The reason why it's easy validation.
I was only one. I was one of the guys that made it through. That was great. Yeah, I was a legend.
It's an exception.
Yeah, but
he was a legend. He only smashes top quality chicks. This dude takes no L's. Let me tell you.
I'm exception to the rule. So
I was not popular. I was okay.
I was popular.
Bro, I was class clown, bro. I didn't get no hoes. People laughed at me.
The majority of people are that.
Well, the reason why organic, I feel like with you, and I don't want to speak on no other man's life, but I feel like enough ain't enough.
Enough ain't enough.
So some niggas, that was enough. That was that false validation.
That wasn't
that
enough.
people have to work hard for.
I
That's
wasn't
enough.
at all.
They peak in high school.
I was
they don't need more.
Yeah, that shit was nothing to me. I saw the world.
Yeah, you needed more.
Yeah, I saw the world. I needed all that shit. So that was my thriving muscle.
Someone said Luke Dennis is an example.
What about him? Of what?
I guess having like everything and then having kids too.
He got like 9 kids.
Yeah.
No, he's not married. He's not married. Like, no, and he's going through turmoil. Like, no, that don't tell me. Shout out to Dennis, but that's not a good example. Shout out to him. But
I don't think I want that lifestyle.
He was hiding them kids and all that.
Kai Cenat has a better life than Duke.
I would feel good having kids and Duke.
Yeah, Kai Cenat has a better life than most people you can mention. I don't even know too much about Duke, but I could probably bet that Kai Cenat has a better life.
Bro, I don't know about you, nigga. Right. That's not having a kid at home. I can't do this shit, bro.
I can't
like that.
It's over with.
Nah, it's over
I
with.
can't have no 9 kids hiding and all that goofball.
Nah, I feel weird,
not
bro.
real. I gotta see the thing about it. You still have to be yourself, be real, and still win.
Yeah.
You can't be hiding behind closed doors. Got this shadow game you playing. No,
this dude, I don't know. Yo, shout out to dude. I'm not hating on the dude, but just the things he's saying, he's not ready for a dynasty. He's not ready for some real man shit because that's boy shit out here smashing chicks. Any dude could do that. You got 20-year-old, you got brokies, you got pookies. Any dude could pull out, could smash a chick. Any dude could do that. But what is rare is a dude that can actually bring women into his circle, have a family, and support them. That's what's rare. And maintain the bed because the chicks be running off these days.
You gotta be that motherfucker at all times.
Yeah.
That's the real champ. And you can't do that with a family and shit.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not the
you
same.
can't talk like we talking on the podcast. Oh, I'm gonna hide the kid from you. Shit
Bro,
today. Damn, bitch.
Look at OnlyFans subscribers.
Because they're talking about red pills.
Look at OnlyFans subscribers. The biggest people that do it are married men.
Fuck, man.
Married men that watch other women. Because, dude, they feel stuck.
I still think
I make this point all the time because these 35-plus-year-old women come in my comment section, talking down, saying, oh, it's creepy to want a 20-year-old. It's creepy to want a 21-year-old. Okay, well, your husband at the strip club throwing away half your freaking income at the chick. Your dude is at home scrolling on the corn hub looking for these type of chicks. Your dude is subscribing to a 19-year-old on OF. So it's like your dude in your face is pretending, oh, yeah. But on the reels, he wants a 20-year-old. So who's really winning and who's really the creep, Because I stand 10 toes down. I tell people outwardly, I'm like, yo, yeah, I'll smash a 21-year-old for sure. They're freaking hot as hell. Every dude thinks that. There are only 2 types of men. Every man thinks that. There are the men who are honest and there are men who dishonest. But it's not that they don't think that.
We, us four, gotta marry OnlyFans women. I really believe that because think of Andrew Tate. That's red pill. Andrew Tate did it. You're red pill. Aren't you climbing that ladder? You want to be like Andrew Tate?
I want to be myself, bro.
So you're not gonna have an OnlyFans girl after you used to OnlyFans pussy? Are you?
Yo, he dropped the ball with Daisy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm just smashing.
How are you gonna? No. How are you gonna check this out? Let's
bro, niggas is just smashing, dog. They're not wifing these bitch stuff.
You will wife her up. Trust me, I know you. Because check this out. You're used to her having abs, a line down her back, hips, big tits, beautiful face. You have to give all that up to get married. I don't think he has it in him to give it up. I don't think any high-value male has ever gone backwards on looks for their bitch. I don't think I've ever seen that in history. So let's be realistic. Your bitch has to be some ex-ho.
No, she has because there's girls that work out in the gym, bro. That same physique.
That's a hoe. That's always a hoe. That's always a hoe. Hold on. The gym bunnies are the fucking biggest hoes.
I prefer.
Come on. You're talking about unicorn. Hold on. He's saying there's a 9 out of 10 that's not a hoe ever. I prefer unicorn language. No. I hate unicorn language.
I prefer a girl in Switzerland, in Romania, that just works out, goes to work.
You're never finding a 9 out of 10 beautiful girl. She can make money off her looks, and she's not a hoe.
No, she
You
hasn't,
found
bro.
that?
I have, bro.
She can make money off her looks, and she's not.
And even then, I was not satisfied.
Unicorn. This is unicorn talk. Unicorn talk makes people jump off bridges.
Well, no.
Fresh is gonna jump off a bridge.
Remember.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even though you
I hate unicorn talk. It's so dangerous.
I know what he's saying. Even though we ran into it, but you're not a regular person.
I'm not. I know.
You are a famous motherfucker.
But I'm saying, Andrew Tate gonna do it. Andrew Tate gonna do it.
But here I'm saying, I found it. I still didn't want it.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying. So even with unicorn, I don't want it.
It wasn't enough.
It was not enough. So that's what I'm telling you, bro. Even if you find unicorn,
it's not enough.
So I gotta do what I can do,
right?
Which is what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, Fresh.
So like, how?
Who are you going to live in the same house with all the time?
Well, no.
It's going to be an OnlyFans woman.
No.
I guarantee you, it's going to be some bitch who quit OnlyFans. I guarantee fucking to you, because he's used to them looking that way. Men cannot go backwards. It's fucking impossible to.
And I agree with Zherka, and he's spitting truth. And this is something I said at the beginning of the stream. Dude like Walter, a lot of dudes are like him, where they are in a lifestyle. They've dipped themselves into a lifestyle. Walter been smashing hella garden hoses, right? With fake double D's and, you know, the inflated lips. I don't hold nothing against those chicks. I like all different types of chicks, right? But a lot of dudes think that they're gonna just get a chick that came fresh out of church. You know, she's a classy girl. This is not the type of chick that you've been conditioned to be into. So if you're into some baddies that be about it and, you know, out here turning tricks, that's the type of chick. And I agree with Zherka here. Zherka is mature enough to understand this. Zherka understands this. Very interesting.
Bro, I had one dude. After you fuck your first model, you're never fucking ugly.
Look at a fresh face. Walter doesn't want to accept this, but it's facts. It's the same thing for me because I've seen too much. I know too much. I've been in a lifestyle. And I understand. And there are a lot of women that be working some of these jobs that could be good women. They just have not been interacting with men that are about it, right? And I'm not saying I'm ready for any chick. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that a lot of these chicks, you know, they've been with some dudes that were not about it, right? And a lot of these chicks, they could settle down easily. They just need to be, you know, put in the right direction. No one stood up to them. Nobody really led them down a proper path, you know? So they turned to other avenues and what have you. But it's unrealistic for me to have a lifestyle, let's say, that is, you know, in a gutter lifestyle and then be saying, oh, yeah, all these gutter chicks is trash. I'm an attitude dude, right? If someone asks me what the most attractive feature on a woman is her ears, working ears. If her ears work, I'm attracted to the bitch, let me tell you. But these dudes that's saying like, oh, I'm looking for a virgin, this and that, and they've been running through garden hoses, that's wild.
See, here's the thing you don't know about Zherka, right? I play a game, a really long game. And the funny part is that, like, I'm just having fun. I've never once taken these girls seriously, but the funny part is, like,
I'm saying, who could you live with, Fresh, long term? Could you live with a normal looking woman? Be honest.
No, she's still bad, but she's not like in the industry. So get this, right?
That's not how it works. If she's not in the industry, she's not bad.
No. What
the fuck are you doing? No.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yo, Zherka this is the longest I've ever seen Zherka on screen. I've never watched a Zherka video. I barely have any idea who he is. But yo, he's standing on business and he's putting Fresh's feet to the fire here. He's actually spitting facts, because that's the thing, that a lot of my content, that's really what I steer men to, is getting honest with themselves and realizing what they're looking for. If you out every day looking for these baddies, you want a chick that looks the part. You know, everyone knows what a baddie looks like. If you out here looking for that type of chick, you're not gonna jive well with one of these there are women out there like that are sheltered, that don't go outside, that they're in the library and they're part of the book club and they garden and they this and that, right? You're not gonna jive with that type of chick. So you can want that all till your heart's desire, right? But you're not gonna get that. It's the same as these chicks that are low quality that want a freaking guy making $2 million a year. It's exactly the same mentality. Are you qualified for that which you are looking for? You know, it's got to be, your qualifications, what you're looking for, it's gonna meet somewhere. Maybe it's not gonna meet at the top. Maybe it'll meet somewhere around the middle or around the lower end, right? So you got to be able to be honest with yourself as a man.
No, that's bad. There's girls that you would never see on camera, bro, that actually are bad. Now, I'm obviously speaking not for every person here.
Starbucks women
that you can have something with, but it's low key. It's not like nothing.
They don't exist, bro.
Yeah, they don't exist. Fresh right now is coping. Walter right now is dreaming. In 2025, especially in America, maybe if you're in I don't know where, Timbuktu or wherever. In America, every chick knows her worth. A woman, a good-looking woman, quote unquote baddie, right? She knows she's a baddie. I don't care what job she does, what church she goes to, what synagogue she attends. She knows she's a baddie. These chicks know. They have the internet. They have a smartphone in their hands. They have TikTok. They know. So there's none of this, oh yeah, I'm gonna get one of these chicks that she's not online and all these chicks know. Every chick in America knows.
Me on social media.
Yeah, it's super rare. Like,
it's rare, but
you can front it to them, but once again, it's for a regular person, it's gonna be so difficult.
Yeah.
Even for us, it's so difficult because even when you do find one, it still ain't gonna be enough for you.
Yeah.
So it's like.
If it's not enough for you, she's not hot enough. Because I'll say this, bro. When we're with that 9 we like, that we get along with, I swear that's the first time we don't want.
Most of these dudes, not these dudes on the panel, but I'm saying in general, a lot of their followers, they've never been with a chick who makes every dude turn their head. When you're with a chick and you just see every dude staring at the chick, that you get it. You really get it. And these women, this is their life. They live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Imagine. So you're not going to find a chick that doesn't know she's gorgeous. Doesn't happen.
Want more pussy. We want to keep hitting.
Nigga, for how long though? For how long? Nigga?
I don't know how long because they don't stick around that long.
but
they're
always
doing hoe shit.
Want some more pussy,
but even as a man, you're gonna want more pussy after that though.
No, bro. If she's hot enough, I think I could go a year. I can go a year.
But that's the point. But that's the point. You're gonna fall off at some point.
Yeah.
So even with that girl, it's gonna be the only thing.
Too much greed. These guys got too much greed. If I have a freaking 9, I don't care. I don't even have the energy. I don't care. I'm not trying to talk to these chicks.
You're gonna fall off, nigga.
Yeah,
it's never enough. It's never enough.
You get used to the feeling. It don't matter how good it hit.
I don't think you should train your mind like that. Never enough could make you go crazy, bro.
Because it's the endorphins of having something new is the highest high.
That we grew because, dude, our actions over a period of time led to this result. You get it? Dude, there's no going back, nigga. We're cooked.
That's what I'm thinking.
We're cooked.
I've avoided this conversation for so long, bro.
Because us as men saying this on camera is fucking crazy because, nigga, it's true. We're kind of true.
We're cooked. People ain't giving this talk.
They're not.
But yeah, it kind of be feeling like your ass is fried. Like it ain't no going back type.
Bro,
you can lie to yourself, and you can lie to these women and fry their brains, but you're gonna be sneaking out doing something else. You know, you're not going to sit with her.
Bro, and when it is a stranger, it's a different type of fucking.
It's the best. No pussy is better than new pussy.
Bro, bro, I did it for 3 months. Whereas, you know what? I want to try this shit out. I just want to deal with one girl, and it was amazing. Nigga, that fucking thing in my belly. Nigga, I gotta go over here. And mind you, I've been a good ass nigga. Bitch is like, I want to see you fresh. It's been so long. I'm like, what the fuck?
Girls come out the woodwork.
Bro, yes. Her friend hit me up. I'm like, what
they can sense it. They can sense it in a relationship.
And I was good, nigga. I did it.
When you have a solid chick with you, the girls come out the woodwork. They could smell it on you. They know you got a chick.
For 3 months, I didn't do shit.
You ever had like a girl fly in town and there'd be like 5 bitches you never talked to all of a sudden? I see you tonight. Where you at? You in town? What the fuck? Like, what the
nigga? I'm at a crib. Hotel. It's real thing.
And they're like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where were you last week, bitch?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
How does that work? That's the most astonishing
shit. I just saw you with another girl.
Do I want the one I know is guaranteed? Do I want to take a risk on the
one of this one? This one's here out the floor.
Yeah, you know that guaranteed.
But I wanted this one. She's here. I've talked to her for 2 years. She's finally in town. All of a sudden, I'm here. Guess who's in town?
Listen.
You're where?
Listen, Owen Cook, Leonardo, they figured out what works.
This is a real thing of masculinity because the thing is, I'm looking at dudes that don't have control. And I'm not hating on these dudes. Yo, shout out to these dudes. They're probably good dudes. But look, you gotta have control. If you have a chick you really care about, this is the thing. These dudes be risking it all. Risking it all became a meme, but this is real. They risking it all just to smash the same old box. It's the same. A lot of the time, the box is attached to a chick you don't even like. Why would you risk a woman who actually cares about you, who likes? Going back to the Spider-Man, right? The chick who is not Mary Jane, the chick that lives in Peter Parker's building. You have a chick like that who's about it, who really likes you, who's into you, and you're gonna try and smash a Mary Jane and ruin it. That's not only is that low value, low quality, but it's low masculinity. It's not That's not what a man is. A man really just stands on his business. He does his thing, right? You can't be weak. Men don't. Masculinity is not weakness. Weakness implies that you're not a man. So if you don't have control over your little head and you have to smash a chick just because she's presenting herself, how many chicks are going to present themselves? That's the thing about all these dudes that want to become extremely wealthy. When you become extremely wealthy, women are just going to present themselves. And most of the women that will present themselves are low quality. It's not like you're going to have a higher volume of high quality chicks just because you're wealthy. You're going to have a higher volume of chicks, but the ratio is still going to be there. They're going to be mostly low quality. You don't have control. That's where you end up in these situations like these dudes that end up in prison, lawsuits, huge, massive divorces. It's because they don't have control.
For them. I'm mad at them. That's
Bro,
their
Leonardo does drugs and fucks them to heavy metal.
That's
10 at the same time. That's not a realistic answer.
But that's what I'm saying. Look at him.
We don't even listen to heavy metal.
He's going out like a conqueror.
But he's doing what he wants to do is the point.
Yeah.
And that nigga look happy,
that's
bro.
all we can do. That's all we can do as men. Do what we want to do. Because the moment you would leave that to somebody else, say, I'm going to do what you want to do.
Then they go, got you.
You got you.
Now your ass fried. That's what I'm saying. So like, do you go with your natural instincts of fuckery and debauchery to the end, or do you tap out to try to be a good guy?
I think God.
I think
God needs to save us, bro. God needs to save us. We need help. God help us, bro.
God needs to save married men too. They're simps.
They're misery. They hate it.
Yeah. But check this out. There has been, like, bro, let's not forget in the Bible, King Solomon had 1,000 wives.
He did. And that was the smartest.
And by the way, biblically, it's not who you sign papers with you're married to. In spirit realm, it's who you're having sex with that you're married to.
Yeah.
So it could be some random, you're married to her for that night.
Yeah.
That's how the laws of karma work.
Yeah.
But I really want to talk about, like, there is an option of, bro, I once lived with 2 women and it was fucking awesome.
So
it was fucking awesome.
Is it
2
balanced
women and
in
just
doing
me.
that? Is that the best way truly
For guys like us, maybe that's like getting us ready for one bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe that gets us, because then you're living with them. So it's like it's a good step towards getting married, because now you have to live with them, you have to shower and be ready for them, and you know what I mean.
I don't feel like you have kids in the household when you got numerous.
I'm sorry, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got 2 girls, and then I got a kid with them.
No, I'm saying if organic.
Oh, shit. DPG thing.
That was a real thing, because the real men of old, historically, they would have several women, and the women would be friends and taking care of the kids. The sister wives. It's not like today where you got a baby mom and got this other chick on the side and she doesn't like it. These dudes, they don't understand the real framework of having that type of setup, you know. And that's why I say it's not for everybody. I'm not saying it's for me. That's not something I want, you know. I feel like that lifestyle kind of finds you. You don't seek out that lifestyle. That lifestyle seeks you out. So if you end up in a situation you got multiple chicks, I say it again. I learned this lesson and I will never forget it. And I tell everybody that's aspiring to have several chicks. The number one thing is you cannot make them jealous of each other. You make them jealous of each other, and it's very tempting because you want to play one against the other because you want to feel like a boss. That was a rookie mistake, all right? You don't want to make them feel jealous of each other one bit. You don't want to insinuate, oh, yeah, you're not going to do X, Y, Z. Okay, I'm going to go hit up the other chick. Or you're not going to text one chick, oh, I'm with the other chick. You're not going to plant any seeds of jealousy in these women. That's how you're going to succeed if you want that type of lifestyle. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to head out right now. I may come back later, but, you know, like and subscribe to the channel as usual if you want to hear more bigotry.